Well, we're back with the puppies again. Bliss, you can see, is kind of enjoying having her tummy rubbed. And the puppies are enjoying the nursing. They will be exactly 1 week old tonight in a few hours. And they're doing extremely well. The one on the right there is the boy who was having a lot of difficulties before he was born and when he was born, and he is absolutely thriving. The one all the way on the left is the big boy, who to me looks a lot like Jemba, and the girl is in the middle, sandwiched between the two boys. I'm wondering if we can see her C-section scar. Yeah, you can see there's very little sign of anything there. The incision looks like it was maybe 1.5 to 2 inches long, and it's healed beautifully. And she, obviously, you can tell by the size of the mammary glands that she's got a lot of milk, and the puppies are enjoying it tremendously. For any of you who have not had the pleasure of watching puppies grow from birth, you should know that as the time goes by in the first few weeks, they nurse more and more. The demand for milk is increased, and they are more vigorous in their nursing. You can see, if you look closely, you see that paw on the mammary gland, and you see that paw gets pressed in a little bit. As they get older, they start pummeling with their paws, and that pummeling stimulates the flow of milk. So there's plenty of milk for them, and they kind of help produce it themselves. And I'm sure everybody wants to get a good close-up look at the faces. This is our big boy, the one that reminds me of Jemba. Got the same kind of a blaze on his face. He's got the same kind of a cushy muzzle. And if you look real closely, you can see the eyes appear to be starting to open just a bit. They're of course born with their eyes closed, and the eyes don't generally open until they're about 8 to 10 days old. So any day now their eyes could open, and I think I see some beginnings of that right now. Of course, after the eyes open, it takes a little while longer for them to actually make sense out of what they're seeing. And this is our girl. And remember, when I say our girl, she's not mine by any means. We simply provided the stud service. But emotionally and lovingly, we think of her as our girl. And she looks very nice. Actually, for a girl, she has a nice full muzzle, which we like to see in a Cavalier. Notice also that the noses are starting to blacken up a bit. They are born with pink noses, and they're expected as adults to have absolutely jet black noses, and that pigment develops after birth. I've also been told that if you take a look at a Blenheim Cavalier or a tricolor Cavalier while they're in the womb, which is not very easy to do, but if you were able to take a look at them in the womb before they're born, for a long period of time, they are completely white. All the pigment comes in later on. And this is the little boy. I think he looks wonderful, and he is nursing so vigorously. You can see his development is just slightly behind the siblings. His nose is not quite as black yet. And I don't see any signs of his eyes opening yet. They do, each one of them grows at a different rate. One thing to keep in mind is that these puppies were produced from a couple of different breedings. I think there were 3 breedings altogether, and it's not at all unusual to do multiple breedings. And that means that the eggs could have been fertilized on different days. So it's entirely possible that the egg that produced this little guy was fertilized a day or 2 after the eggs that produced the other 2. So we're very pleased with how they've developed for a week old, and we will be having future reports on these puppies as they grow. Stay tuned.